This is Simon Peter on the National Day of Prayer, coming to you with a live spiritual show. Thank you so much for being here today. Today is a very special day because all over the country, all over every state and every town, and maybe even all over the world, people are praying. They're lifting up their hearts in prayer. And the purpose of Spiritual Mojo is to uplift your spirit, uphold your consciousness, and up-level your faith. So it's a perfect time for us to be together today to pray. And thank you so much for joining me. So Jesus said, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everybody who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, that door will be open to them. That's what prayer is all about. It's all about asking, seeking, and finding. Right now, a lot of us are wondering, how do we find our way through this pandemic? How do we find our way out of the darkness? How do we find our way back outside feeling safe? And how do we find comfort from the dust of our grief? There's another question too, which is how do we actually empower our leaders to see the hue and cry of millions, hundreds of millions of people crying out for a better world, a safer world, a more just and equitable world? It's time for prayer, people. It's a humbling task, really, to seek spiritual sustenance during a time of plague and pandemic. But the need for emotional nourishment, the need for spiritual nourishment has never been greater. And fortunately, we've really been gifted, we've been endowed with the tools that we need by our Creator. We have the gift of prayer, we have a soul deep within us, and we have this natural yearning to connect spirit to spirit, heart to heart, person to person. We have each other, even though we may be social distancing, even though we may be 6 feet apart, even though we may not be that connected physically, we have each other. And the beautiful thing about prayer is that it spans every distance. It spans every time zone. It spans time of day and night. It spans every situation and every condition, because it's a heart to heart, a soul to soul connection, and a divine and human connection. That connection is always good. So people, let us be in prayer. And if you have particular prayer concerns that you'd like to lift up, you can post those, and I'll be praying with you and for you, not only now, but even as this Facebook Live gets posted and later on. So please consider me your prayer partner on this National Day of Prayer. Let us pray. Gracious God, giver of every good and perfect gift, creator of all that is, seen and unseen, known and unknown, we give you thanks for this great gift of prayer. We give you thanks, God, for this amazing ability to reach out beyond ourselves, beyond our circumstances, beyond our limitations, to deeply connect with you and to one another. Even in this moment, even in this time, God, we lift up our hearts. We lift up our spirits. We lift up our situations and our circumstances for your divine love and care. We pray, God, that you would continue to gift us with a positive heart for one another, with the ability to care for one another, with the ability to be there for one another. Help us to rest when it's time to rest, to give when it's time to give, and to receive when it's time to receive. We lift up especially those men and women of all ages, of all situations, who have been on the front lines of caring for us. Doctors, nurses, CNAs, nurse practitioners, anesthesiologists, respiratory therapists, hospitalists, orderlies. Thank you so much for the people. Thank you so much for that. I was trying to remember one more kind of person that my friend is in the medical field. Medical assistants.